All right. Record.
Hey, talking to the world. This is Talkin Sports. Your man Dominique, my man Anthony here with me. We talking sports, coming to you live, giving you fresh new content back to back. We're gonna be getting into it a lot more frequent. So be expected. Sometimes some days you can get 2 videos, some days you might get one. It's gonna be daily, so always look out. Anthony, talk to me on what you're thinking before the Bucks and the Nets series start. Who you like and why?
What up, world? So I like the Nets to win a game 7.
Mhm.
And here's why, because the way Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant was looking in the series against the Celtics, man, they're real. The three of them explosive, man, explosive.
Mhm.
Plus they got the whole team moving. They got the whole young core around them involved. So I think it's gonna be a serious war between them and the Bucks, man. So Nets and 7.
Nets and 7.
Nets
I
and 7.
my
Not counting out
mind,
the Bucks. Not counting out the Bucks. Now I
yeah,
think
there's
it's gonna be
something
a war.
about this series that
It's gonna be
says
a war, man. I can't wait.
there's something about
Man,
this series that says don't sleep on Giannis this time. I don't know why.
yeah. And
Like
Middleton.
in
Middleton.
Middleton has stepped up. Drew Holiday stepped
Yeah.
up. Mike
Yep.
Budenholzer has stepped up. I'm gonna
Yep.
give it to that man that he came up back out with a better offensive game plan, a better
Yeah.
free flowing offense to say, you know what? Let's actually run an actual offense. Let's actually put the
Right.
ball in Middleton's hands. Let's put the ball in Drew Holiday's hands and tell Giannis this time you're big. We're gonna use. They utilize Giannis a lot more like a 4 than they did in previous years. Usually they used to use Giannis like a point forward, but I think when you take the ball out of his hands and say, nah, you're not a great shooter. So let's let you be on the receiving end. And that way teams can't wall up on you. Because before it was give Giannis the ball, spread out, let Giannis attack. And then when he attacks, now he's trying to muscle over a couple guys, which I don't care who you are. That's tough to do a whole 48 minutes. Um, Now they got an offense with the ball in Drew Holiday's hands. Giannis set the screen, pick, roll, boom, dish
Mhm.
it off to Giannis. He's 2 feet
Mhm.
away from the rim or 6 feet away from the rim. Quick, easier.
Mhm.
He's too quick, too big, too strong for one-on-one action in that moment. And now you got to
Right.
respect him.
Right.
And they got guys that are better shooters that spread you out and they are going to kill you. So the question is, who's going to step up in this series?
Right.
Because we know about Kyrie. We know
Mhm.
about KD.
We know about Harden.
Question
And
is Harden.
yeah, Harden. Yep.
Who's
Harden versus
stay up there?
Harden versus Drew Holiday.
I don't know if it's Harden versus Drew Holiday. It could be Harden versus Middleton and Drew Holiday because I think this series
Yeah.
comes down to which cast steps up the most, which means can James Harden show up in a playoff
But
series and dominate? Because
but
he's had moments, but he's also had moments
yeah.
where he disappears.
No, but my bad. But what I mean by Harden versus Holiday, because Harden plays two positions. He plays the one and the two. But
Mhm.
that's all I mean by Harden versus Holiday. But it's actually Holiday versus Irvin. But I was just saying, just pointing it out there that Harden plays the one and the two, man. He can play point guard, he can play shooting guard.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
that's all
Kyrie's really
that's
playing
all
it
it is.
too. Kyrie's
Yeah,
really playing the two. I
yeah,
mean, and Middleton guards guys on the perimeter. So I'm
yeah, yeah, he does,
think
definitely.
a position thing. I think it's more about who's gonna step up. Because like if Giannis has a 30-point game, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, or something like that, because that's probably gonna be a
Yeah,
stat line, you know, and Kevin Durant has his usual 30, and the
yeah.
Kyrie has his usual 25 plus, you know, is this going to be a series that James Harden comes out here and is James Harden, or is he going to be the guy that disappears like he's done in previous playoff series? So, and then is this going to be a series that Chris Middleton shows out that what he did in the Miami series, he's going
Mhm.
to come out and do again in this series? And the same thing with Drew Holiday. Like Drew Holiday, you've been dominant and showed you could play before, but can you be the same guy that you was
Right,
before? In the
right.
Miami series, because you have disappeared in series two before. You know, can you be that guy? Can you be the
Mhm.
guy? Which is, can y'all be who is going to be the better second and third player? in this series because Curry D's gonna get his. Giannis is gonna get his. Kyrie, I'm at this point. I know Kyrie is a guy that's gonna get his regardless. So you're not gonna stop that. He's gonna get 5 plus.
Yeah.
You know, but can Kyrie share and facilitate the ball enough to keep the others involved? And can James Harden be James Harden, which he's been doing all season? Can you be that guy?
Yep.
That's my thoughts.
And Kyrie Irving, man. To point out Kyrie Irving, he's looking real special out there. To throw in Ra's analysis and looking at his game, it's like seeing Allen Iverson all over again, man. Ball handling ability, the crossover, the layup into the paint, the finger roll. It's just like seeing Iverson all over again, man. And
yes, it is.
It makes my day to watch his game. And Irvin's one of my favorites too. He's one of my favorite current guards in the league. So wow, man.
Oh yeah.
And Iverson he's on my all-time favorites list.
Yep. Yes. Iverson is one of my favorite players of all time. You know, him, Rajon Rondo, Kevin Garnett. Those are some guys I love all the time. Even Damian Lillard is kind of into that bracket for me. It's one of my favorites of all time to watch because just his personality. Like if I could get, and Kyrie Irving is one of them too, low key. That's why I'm kind of hurt that he left my Celtics the way he did. But I always just enjoyed his game, and I feel like if we got Damian Lillard, we can really kind of go out there and match. Because I feel like we just don't have the Celtics just don't have enough offensive firepower.
They don't.
Raw offensive firepower. You know, to go out there and get it done. And that's why I said I would trade Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, a couple first round picks, maybe an Easton, maybe Daniel Lanford, and you know,
Walker.
to
Kemba
get Kemba Walker for salary to match, and just to get Damian Lillard. Like I'll send him a haul, and if you're Portland, you take that haul and you say, okay, we're gonna make Marcus Smart to another team that needs a guy like that, and then we can flip Robert Williams to another team that's looking for a young upcoming big. You know, I mean, that's what I would do. And then if I was the Celtics, you go in the free agency market, you find some bigs. You know, you draft another one. You know, you do what you got to do to build the team up, to get the right guys around that core of Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, and Jaylen Brown, which some guys are just going to want to come because they're going to respect that, you know, respect who they are. And then you just do what you got to do. You just go out here and try to win a championship. You know, get the right coach, get guys motivated, and, you know, that's it. Because after them three guys, you just need guys that know how to play. You know, guys that know how to take threes, guys that know how to defend, and guys that know how to play on the perimeter. But that's what's going to be interesting about this Nets Bucks series. Because I think you got two teams that know how to play, and I think whoever wins the Nets Bucks series is the NBA champion. They will be the NBA champion.
Hands down. You know, I got the Nets. In fact, I got the Nets all the way, going all the way.
I originally picked the Nets, but there's something about the Bucks that makes me say I don't know about that for sure. You know, something about the Bucks. After game one, after game two, I really will know for sure where the series is going. If Mike Budenholzer can make a couple quick adjustments, because I think this is going to be a coaching battle. You know, which coach is more adept at making a change, making adjustments, being smart, savvy, because we saw Ty Lue and Rick Carlisle get into a coaching battle. Like those are two dudes that are they're trying to outcoach the other person. They are strategic. They're putting strategies out there. Brad Stevens was very famous for that. You know, about making adjustments and saying, no, let's not play this guy, let's play this guy. Like, you know, or you know what, I'm going to surprise you and I'm going to play another guy that's going to catch you way off guard. So I think that's from that whoever's the next coach of the Celtics, that's going to be a guy that kind of has that same savvy, which kind of makes me think about Mark Jackson, Chauncey Billups, and Sam Cassell. I feel like it's going to be one of those three guys. Like it's going to be a savvy type coach, but a coach that can also motivate. I think that's what this team is needing. Like somebody that's like, I can get in your face. I could be that guy. But at the same time, you're going to hear me on these X's and O's. And that's why I look at a guy like Chauncey Billups as probably the favorite after Mark Jackson, in my theory. And I think if I'm Portland, I think you kind of got to do the same thing. You need a savvy smart, witty kind of coach. And I don't. And then they got to figure out what's going on with Damian Lillard. And if I'm a coach, I'm not taking that job until I've had a conversation with Damian Lillard. That what if we did? If I come here, are you staying or do you need to roll? Like I'm not taking that job. And I think right now Steve Nash and Mike Budenholzer, who's the better coach? We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna know for sure. Quick thoughts on the Philadelphia and the Philadelphia series and
the Atlanta Hawks.
And Atlanta Hawks.
Now that series, oh man, for some reason, ever since I moved to Georgia, bro, the Hawks, man. Well, one thing about me, besides my favorite teams, I also try to stay on top of teams where I live. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Hawks 76ers series. Looking forward to see how Trae Young and Clint Capella and Hana and Collins, the way they performed in the Knicks series. Looking forward to see if they give the 76ers a battle. But the road only gets tough for the Hawks, man. In this series, the Hawks is the underdog, and 76ers is number one team in the Eastern Conference. They're going up against some weapons like Embiid, which is the head of the table. Going up against
Tobias. Do you sit Embiid for the first game? Because remember, he may not play game one.
Yeah, because he got an injury, right?
Yeah. So if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers and I'm Doc Rivers, I'm having a hard conversation with Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. I'm saying, hey, we can win a championship this year. Joel Embiid, if we can go out here and play hard, I will coach my butt off. You guys play hard and do what you guys are supposed to do, and we can rest Joel Embiid in this series. We got a chance to win a championship. If we have to force him back early, we may not win a championship because he may not be the same. We need for him to take another week off, probably. Like if we can rest him and go out here and win and beat this series in a 4-1, because you guys should. Without Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers have enough to win it, to beat the Atlanta Hawks. Let's keep it honest. Trae Young should go out here and get his, but he should have a tough time getting his because Ben Simmons, you put a blanket on that man and you say, listen, I'm 6'10", try me.
Yeah, because Simmons got the size and Young is a small guy.
Young is a small guy, but if I'm Ben Simmons, I'm saying, listen, I'm gonna be the best player in this series. Joel, go ahead and sit down, get healthy, and I'm gonna go out here and handle this. I'm gonna take care of this.
Yeah, but Trae Young, he's little, but he's big dog, man.
Oh,
he may be small, but
I love that boy. That boy,
I love Trae Young, man. I love Trae Young.
That's a bad boy right there.
Yeah, he put on. Yeah, he put on in the last series.
He disrespected
maybe 30, 35, 36.
He said, listen, he told New York, y'all been disrespecting
Gave him a bow too.
But y'all ain't gonna disrespect these threes and these buckets and me dishing it out.
Exactly.
He is killer. That boy is coming. That boy is special. All the Atlanta Hawks need to find somebody to play with that man. They need to find somebody to play with that man. If I'm Atlanta Hawks, I'm looking at Kawhi Leonard like, hey, if it don't work out in LA,
come to the A. Come to the A.
Come to the A, yo. You make it work. We make it work, baby. You know what it do, baby? In Atlanta.
What it do, baby? Yo.
That's surprising. That's a sleeper right there. That's a sleeper. Because I think that boy, Trae Young needs a guy like Kawhi Leonard, somebody on the way. And I think Damian Lillard the same thing. They need somebody like Kawhi Leonard, a LeBron James. They need a wing that can take over games. Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. They need somebody that they can play with. That's maybe not Luka, and Luka probably needs the same thing, another wing guy. He needs another wing that can take over games. Like I said, listen, I'm a scorer and a defender. Like Jason Tatum at his core, he can score and defend. He's developing his playmaking. He's becoming a better playmaker. But at his core, he's a scorer. Jaylen Brown, at the core, he's a scorer. Bradley Beal can play with some of those guys, but he may be a little bit too small. So he may need to play with a bigger guy. Like I think Russell Westbrook playing with Bradley Beal is a good combination. I think they need another guy like they need a Jason Tatum. And that's why I think if I'm Russell Westbrook and I'm Bradley Beal, what you should be doing is saying, listen, y'all want to go win a championship? Let's go win a championship. Let's go to Beantown. Let's opt out of our deals.
Mhm.
Let's opt out.
Go to Boston.
Get out of these deals. Let's go sign. Well, you could go, Bill. You could go and get a max deal. Go take a regular max. Don't take the high max. Take a regular max. Let's go. I'll take Russell Westbrook. I'll take a discount, and I'll come over there for $10 million a year. Give me 10, 15. We good. And let's go up to Boston, play with Jason Tatum and Bradley and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and let's win a championship. That's when I could understand you putting Tatum at the 4, because you got big man. You got to get a right big man. You go out there, you go on the market, you make a pitch at JaVale McGee, you make a pitch at some big guys, and you say, listen, let's get it done. But talk about the Atlanta Hawks. They need a guy like a Jason Tatum. They need a guy like a LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, somebody that could sit here and say, okay, listen, I will take over the game offensively and score, and I will play make third. You can play, you can score, and then you can play make. You may not be the defender that I am. You're going to have to play defense at times. Well, I mean, Atlanta Hawks is good. Oh, sorry, folks. We have lost Anthony here. We're talking great sports here right now. Let's see if we can try to get him back. Yeah. Yeah, you back?
What happened?
Oh yeah, probably connection. Sometimes connection falls out. Folks, we got him back. We're talking Atlanta Hawks getting somebody on the wing on the perimeter that's a lethal scorer, because I think that's what Atlanta Hawks needs. I think they can keep John Collins. They can keep the rest of the core. They just need somebody that can really go out there and get it.
They need more vets. They need more vets. Like
I don't know if it's vets. They need a guy that's a Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, even a Paul George to an extent. Just somebody that can sit here and say, listen, give me the ball. I have enough size. I'll get these buckets, okay? And I will defend the best player on the other team, But I'm going to go out here and get it, and I'm going to carry us,
But between them, I would choose Kawhi, because Kawhi got a championship. He knows what it takes to win.
Yeah. I mean,
I would choose Kawhi out of all of them.
Kawhi's the guy to watch. I mean, Jason Tatum, you're not going to get him right now. So
not right now. No. I don't want him to leave being
someone like that. He's young. He's someone in that mold, in that build, that player type. Another guy we're looking at. So we got, like I said, the Celtics. We're killing it out here. I mean, you got Atlanta Hawks, you got Philadelphia. If I'm Ben Simmons, I'm sitting here and I'm telling people, like, listen, Doc, sit Joel Embiid and watch me go out here and prove I'm the best player in this series. Because if I'm Ben Simmons, this is between you and Trae Young. Who's the better ball player? Who's the best ball player? The teams are set. They're solid. Even without Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons should be the best player in this series. And if he's not, then you have question marks on Ben Simmons. Because how can you really win a championship if you're not better than Trae Young? Who Trae Young wasn't even an all-star this year. Going forward, he is an all-star. That all-star ballot is going to be tough going forward.
It is.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. These boys out here balling.
Yep. Yeah, but I want to point out Bradley Beal, because to me he's underrated, and I think he should get more credit. Here's why: because he's phenomenal talent, man. He'll give you 30 points, 30, 35 a night, man. And I think they need to give him more appreciation. And I also think him and Westbrook, I don't think that Washington, unless they get some help, I don't think Washington is the right place for them to win, to be able to win a championship, especially Bill, because Bill been there for years and years, and nothing has worked out for him. So time to go.
I think so. I think so. I think if you're a team like Washington Wizards, I think you figure out ways to move them. Like I said, you don't need to get the biggest haul. You need regular, competent players that you can again flip, and get more assets for. Be smart about it. It's not about getting the first haul in the first try. It's about, okay, let me trade you, get a couple picks, get a couple pieces. I don't need, just give me guys that can play that other teams see value in, so I can flip those guys before the trade deadline, get a couple additional picks, and continue to build my team. And obviously, I'm going to build through the draft. I'll build through free agency, and I'll build through trades. Those are all your platforms, but you have to be smart about how you do it. You need to load up on your picks, so you have tradable assets. And then when you have tradable assets, now you have ways to kind of continue to build. And then free agency, you go out and you get right players that are culture setters, which is guys that come in here that can kind of help train the young guys and mold and stuff like that, and just be good guys, good veterans, that you pay pretty decent premium for, at a good price, good deal, that if they have a good season, you could trade them as well and get more value for it. And that's some of the conversations you have. Like, hey, come here. I'm going to give you a good deal. Honestly, it's a good deal for both of us. You come here, show my young guys what to do. You be a professional. You come out, you ball out. You have a good season. I'll trade you to a playoff contender. You know what I mean? We'll have that conversation. And guys will do that for you. And that's something that is important when it comes to rebuilding. I think a lot of people think you need to get that first overall haul that first time. And if you've ever noticed, that first deal should not be your best deal. Because when you do it on the first try, you lose. You end up losing. You end up losing the deal. It's about what you do on the second and third part of the deal from the players you get. That really helps revitalize the team. That's why the Celtics was able to rebuild so fast and retool on the fly. And we didn't have a lot of down years, because when we traded Pierce and Garnett, we traded those guys. We got guys that were first round players. And then the guys that we also had, Danny Ainge, kept flipping them for more first-round picks, more additionals. So he always kept himself with enough leverage to continue to keep trading, and then to continue to keep drafting right. And then he drafted right, and then he just kind of messed it up at the end because he never went in all the way in on 1 year. Because I think he kind of looked at Golden State and said, I can't put a team together that's going to beat them, and it's hard to beat LeBron, So I think that was his challenge. And I think he never wanted to give up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think every deal always wanted one of them, and I think he was like not giving them up.
Don't let Tatum and Brown go.
No,
keep them on the team. Build around them. Build around them.
Only thing Danny Ainge should have did to the end of his tenure is he should have traded Kyrie Irving to the Brooklyn Nets and got something, and he should have traded Al Horford or Gordon Hayward towards the end of the year, Marcus Morris, guys that you were like, I think I'm really going to let them go. You should have just traded them and it started to get more picks as well and continue to keep that freshness of rebuilding around your young core. That was the only mistake that he didn't continue to keep doing. Other than that, he did what he was supposed to do with the Boston Celtics. So, like I said, who's your pick? Philadelphia and Atlanta Hawks. Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with Philly, and let's see. I'm gonna say Philly. Let me see, 4-2. Let me see, 4-2 game 6, right? Philly in game 6. I think Hawks.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think the Hawks. I think the Hawks would get at least 2 games.
Yes.
But I've been had Philly. I had the Hawks coming out of the Knicks series, and then after that, I had Philly beating Hawks in game 6, and then Philly and the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going to happen.
But the Hawks, the Hawks, they got potential, but not yet, man. They don't have not enough to make it all the way through.
They don't have that Kawhi Leonard, a guy that is so lethal on the perimeter that he's gonna kill you. They only have Trae Young, which means if you can keep Trae Young in front of you, continue to make him, take tough shots, then you can win. You have a good chance. It's the same thing as Luka. When you're defending a guy like Luka Doncic, the goal is just keep him in front of you and make him take tough shots. If he's taking tough threes all night, he's gonna hit a couple, but he should miss more than he makes. And the same thing with, Trae Young. Trae Young is especially smaller, and he's not as physical and big as Luka. So keeping him in front of you and then saying, listen, we're going to make you take tough shots because we don't think you have another guy you could pass it to that can beat us from the perimeter. Because it's not that first initial drive. It's that, okay, I'm driving on you. You're playing me good. But guess what? Somebody had to come and help to make sure I didn't beat you. So now when I dish it, somebody else, you close out, they can pump fake, put the ball on the floor, hit them in range, or get to the rim. That's what's going to be key in this series. And I think Philadelphia has enough guys that can play good defense to lock you down. Philly should lock down this. They should win this series on defense. And then on beating up Atlanta Hawks. You know, and like I said, Ben Simmons, you need to be the best player in the series. Best player in the series, hands down, man down. You need to be that guy. If he's not that guy, I don't think Philly gets out of it. I think then you have to rush Joel Embiid back.
Philly doesn't get out.
Yeah, Joel Embiid shouldn't have to come back in this series. He should be able to rest. Joel Embiid should be able to rest this whole series until it's time for him to come back.
Yeah.
He should be able to rest. Yeah. So, thank you, folks. Talking sports, talking facts, talking about Philadelphia, Atlanta Hawks, what's going to happen, Brooklyn Nets, the Bucks, what's going to happen in that series. We'll be giving you intakes and our thoughts and views and opinions on the series. Thank you. Like, follow, subscribe, hit the like button, follow, subscribe. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. We're on all platforms. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Anthony, any final thoughts?
Once again, like, subscribe, comment. Give us your take on the series. Give us your take on every player we just talked about, man. Hope you enjoyed the content. Peace and love.
Peace and love.